Hello everybody, SlimKirby here. Welcome to the final video of Let's Play Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn. This is the extra video, and I want to go ahead and warn you guys, this is going to be not a long video per se. I don't think it'll be that long. And basically it's going to be very informative as well. Got a lot of stuff I want to cover that I didn't really cover in the actual project. A few of the main menu options, and as promised, I will show you guys the hidden secret character of the game. Not Tellius, a character even more secret than him. So let's go ahead and go to the main menu here. And I guess the best way to start an extra video would be the extras section, so let's go here first. We have 5 things here: combat records, sound room, character profiles, theater, and replay event. If we go to combat records, this basically shows all of your completed files, who the MVP was, how long the files took you to complete, how many turns it took you to complete, and what mode you played on, all that kind of stuff. Now, according to this, I've only played through the game 6 times. That is actually untrue. I've played through the game either 9 or 10 times. 11 times if you count the extra video file that I'm going to show you later. But yeah, I have had other MVPs, not just these guys. So yeah, I've had MVP with Ike, Nephany, Rolf, Nephany again, Leonardo, and Nolan. I've also gotten MVP with, I think, Ike a 2nd time. I've gotten MVP with Haar twice. And then I also had a 3rd Nephany MVP file as well, so I have actually used a lot of different characters, so it's not just what you see here. And to clarify, the reason why the game times are so high and the turn amounts are so high, that is because of boss abusing and boss grinding. So it didn't actually take me that many turns. It just I spent so many of those turns doing boss grinding. But yeah, those are the combat records. Here is the sound room, where you can basically play any track from the game. And whenever you do, you also get to see certain CGI scenes from the game as well. All those little, graphic images you can see. So yeah, that's something else. You can also play random. And X button to view the art. Obviously, it varies from what controller you're using, but yeah, that's basically what you have here. There are some songs that you actually have to unlock. I don't know which songs are those songs, but no matter what, if you actually beat the game 3 times without encountering any of these songs, you'll unlock them all anyway, so just thought I'd mention that. Next we have the character portraits, where you can see all of the characters in this lovely game. I guess I'll go ahead and scroll through them all, just because. I believe, like the other stuff, you have to beat the game in order to get this to appear. That's pretty much the case for all of the extras options. In order to see them, you have to beat the entire game. And I'll go over some of that stuff a little more later, because there are a few other things you unlock from playing through the game multiple times. But yeah, you see all the playable characters, you see a lot of the important characters, and some of the important boss characters. So yeah, basically, all of the characters in the game make an appearance here, so hooray for that. While I'm scrolling through here, I guess I'll mention another thing that changes as you beat the game and get further in the game. There is actually an alternate opening sequence. Although, to be fair, we saw the opening title sequence. When I first started the game and that little cutscene rolled, and basically, the opening cutscene. That's basically what it was. That was actually the alternate version of that opening. The first version of that opening is pretty much the same, although it doesn't show any of the Ike scenes. It only shows, like, all of the, the Lagoose battle type scenes. It shows, Micaiah and Sothe. Basically, in the opening cutscene, any scene that doesn't involve Ike does not appear. So, once you get to part 3 of the game, that actually changes, and you get to see the Ike fighting Black Knight scene, the very end scene where you see Ike, like, you know, just like appearing on screen and then walks away. And then also when it shows you like the little glimpses of the characters in the game, I believe you get to see Soren, Titania, and Mist before they show the rest of the characters. So, yeah, that is one of the things that changes as you go throughout the game. And another thing that happens is if you leave the game kind of where it is on the title screen, it will go to a unit profile type of roll call where it shows all of the different units you can find in the game. And I believe if you beat the game several times, you'll unlock more and more to that roll call. I don't know like all the specifics for that, but that's just what I read. But yeah, that's basically 2 of the other things you can unlock by beating the game and by going through the game normally. Okay, so I think we're about done here. We've scrolled through a lot of these, so we should be about done. Okay, yeah, we're about done. Once we get to the Binyan characters, I think we're pretty much at the end. Although, I don't know, maybe not. There are a lot of characters in this game. I believe there are like 74 playable characters. Correct me if I'm wrong. There might be a little less, a little more. I don't know. It's somewhere around there. There's a lot of playable characters, though. Okay, so yeah, we're getting to some of the important boss characters. So yeah, I think we're about done here. Or maybe not. Maybe it's going to keep on going and going and going. Who knows? But yeah, I do like the promotional art for this game. I don't know why. I just think it looks really nice. Okay, yeah, now I think we're actually getting to the end. Because now we're seeing a lot of characters that, you know, you normally wouldn't see. There's Elena, which is Ike and Miss Mom. Okay, there we go. That's all of them. Okay, so yeah, that's a lot of pictures. Next we have the theater, where you can actually play all of the different cutscenes of the game. I'm obviously not going to do that, but, you know, that's what you have right here. And next we have the replay events. Now, basically what these things are, you can basically go to each option. You can actually reread the base conversations. So yeah, that's what all these are. There are a few special ones that you have to unlock, fulfilling certain conditions. I'll get to those in a minute. Let me, they're usually like in part 4, because I do not have all of these yet. Which I'm just going to go through them really quickly and see if there are any that stand out that I haven't gotten yet. Okay, here's the first one. Part 4, Chapter 1, I'm trying to think. Wait, who's in this one? It's Ike and Mist. I don't know. You might have to have, like I don't know, maybe a support conversation with Mist. Maybe if Mist dies, you get that one. I don't know. I don't know for sure. This one right here is the one with Amy. And the variation I don't have is when Khalil is dead, because I never try to kill off my characters. Okay, and these are the ones I think I talked about in Part 4, Endgame 4, where I think you get them if the other dies. So if Gareth dies and you keep Nazar, you get this one. If Nazar dies and you get Gareth, you get this one. And finally, there's this one. Now, this base conversation is actually really special. And I'm going to be going over the requirements of how to get this later. For now, though, if you actually want to watch this, in the video description, I will have a link to that video. It's not going to be the first one, you see, but, you know, I'll have little descriptions that describe what goes on in each video. So if you want to see the special conversation, go to the video description. You can find it there. And that's really about it. As I said before, you get all of these as you get all of these once you beat the game, and you can get you can unlock further variations the more times you do beat the game. Mostly for the sound room, and then also to get different base conversations. But yeah, that's about it for the extras menu. Now we're actually going to go to this file right here. This is my extra video file, as I like to call it. And this is actually where I'm going to be showing off the secret character. But before I do that, though, I need to go to the library and show off the terms in the characters section. At the very beginning of the game, I said I wouldn't cover these because they actually spoil quite a bit. First, the terms. Basically, this is like a glossary of certain things, of certain events that happened in the last game and then just in the past of Tellius in general. A lot of the different terms like Blood Pact, the Gouger of Release, the Gouger of Sleep, and Rebirth. And, just other things, events that have happened, and just, all the stuff like that. And then you also have a guide for the characters, all of the characters in the game. And not just characters that you play with. There are other characters you can read about as well. There's boss characters. Characters that didn't appear in this game. This is Devdan, not Danved. And yeah, it's basically a glossary of sorts, and it's a pretty cool glossary to look at whenever you have the time. And the final thing that kind of goes along with the terms is the characters list, which is a giant character tree of all the characters in the game. And they have like little arrows that, point to each other and kind of show you how they relate to each other, and it's a pretty cool feature. I like this. And yeah, you can actually see different kind of connections, Bertram and Renning being the same person. There's one thing that's kind of funny, which I'll show off in a little bit. But over here, right here, Devdan and Danved, same person? It's kind of funny. But yeah, that's basically what this is. It's a pretty cool feature. I like this. See all the different tribes and different countries. And, you see where all of the characters remain loyal to. All the Dane characters. All the Benyon characters. I love how it still says same person in question mark when it's obvious now that they are the same person. And yeah, you even see a few other characters as well, so yeah, that's pretty cool. But yeah, that's about it for the characters tree. And now, let's actually show off this secret character. It's frickin' Laron. Laron is the super secret character of this game. Now, to actually unlock Laron, I have explained these conditions before, but I'm going to go ahead and go through them all again. First of all, in Part 1, you have to deploy the Black Knight in the Part 1 endgame. He has to be in that battle. I don't know if he has to talk to Micaiah and Sothe or not, but I always do, just because. But yeah, make sure he has all of his conversations in that chapter. And yeah, just make sure that he's actually there. And then, yeah, that is the first requirement. The second requirement is Ike has to survive in a battle against the Black Knight in Chapter 7 for Part 3. Now, Ike doesn't have to do any damage. He doesn't have to kill the Black Knight. He just has to actually survive. Even if the Black Knight attacks him, and, Ike doesn't attack back, that's still fine. He just has to survive one attacking round with him. That's all he has to do. So make sure you do that. I was unable to do that in my Let's Play file because my Ike sucked at that point. He got better as the game went on, but he was still pretty terrible. But yeah, that is basically how you unlock Laron. Then after, there's actually something else. After you beat Part 4 Endgame 2, you actually get a special cutscene that cutscene verifies that you will unlock them at this point. But, basically you get a cutscene called Ike's Memory Scene. I did not record that, but like the other thing, I did include a link to the video in the video description, so if you want to go watch that, go ahead. And then after you beat in-game 4, Part 4, you'll get another little cutscene. Not really a cutscene, but you see a little scene of dialogue between Micaiah, Sanaki, Ike, and Laron, where basically, as Laron is dying and when he opens the door to Ashera, Micaiah uses sacrifice and actually saves Laron. So that is how Laron is actually alive here and not dead. And then, yeah, in this chapter you actually get him as a character. And also, the little scene between Micaiah, Yune, Ike, Sanaki, and Laron, that is also in the video description, so you can watch that there as well. So yeah, you get Laron right here. He is a level 20 Chancellor. Nearly all of his stats are maxed, pretty much. Plus he gets, you know, plus 5 in all of them. Plus 10 for defense, which pretty much maxes that. He doesn't come with any weapons, but he does come with the Ashera staff. And it's a staff that restores all HP to all adjacent units. And it also restores their conditions to normal. This is a very, very helpful staff, especially in this chapter, when, you know, Ashera has all of those attack all spells. But yeah, that is Laron. You do get him in this chapter, and he can actually be given a spell to use. Just make sure it's a spell that Ashera actually blesses beforehand. So, right now, the only spell he can actually use... Actually, he can use Balberith, too. But he can use Balberith, and he can also use... where's Micaiah? He can also use Rexora. I actually blessed Rexora in this game as well. So yeah, you have to actually give Laron a weapon in order for him to actually attack, and I'm actually going to show that off. Trying to remember... does she start with a physical attack? I think she does. Either way, a lot of my characters are very powerful in this game, so I should be fine. I'm going to go ahead and take care of some of these little spells first, though. Just to, you know, get rid of all these. Oh, wow, I actually got hurt quite a bit there. Okay, so, let me see. What did I want to do? Okay, I need to give Laron my Rexora spell, because I do want to show one attacking animation with Laron before I close this video. So let me get Micaiah over here somehow. Any cover spaces that aren't right there? Shoot, I'm going to have to push quite a bit to get that spell all the way over there. I don't know, guys. I don't know what to do. I guess I'll do this. It's not a big deal, I guess. Oh yeah, now it is. Dang it. Yeah, I didn't plan this very well. I should have actually shifted my units and put them in better places than where they are right now. Oh yeah, I guess I can get Laron, or not Laron, Aaron out, and he can start doing some damage. Yeah, I did actually use Aaron in this file because I missed using Aaron in my last game, where he was actually really, really good. I used Nephany instead. Okay. What am I doing? Micaiah, that's right. I normally use Micaiah here to heal anyway, so probably a better idea in the long run. Either way, I'm not trying to actually do good here. I just want to show off his animation. I really don't care if I fail this or anything. Yeah, I'll put you right there. And we'll trade. Get Rexora. It's still blessed. Oh, wait, better. Oh, shoot, I forgot to turn on the animations. Dang it. Okay, guys, give me a second. I'm going to cut footage out really quick. Okay, that's actually pretty interesting. Apparently Ashera doesn't use her attack all spells on easy mode, unless she does it like every other turn or something, which might be the case. Okay, let's actually see the spell now, because I know you guys are dying to see it. Even though it's pretty much the same spell that you saw, or the same animation you saw in game part 4 anyway. But yeah, that is Laron, our secret character of this game. He's pretty sweet. Definitely make sure you can get a spell that he can use, because he will make fighting the auras a lot easier. And especially on normal and hard mode, that Ashera staff is actually a lifesaver. It really is. That can heal basically everybody fully. Even during that silence spell, whenever she uses that, that'll definitely help out. So yeah, like, definitely. Laron is a really good character to have, just to make this a lot easier. He's kind of a bitch to unlock, though, but aside from that, you know, that's basically Laron. So with that, I'm actually going to stop this right here, and I'm going to continue and actually finish this later. And I guess I'll now go over a few other small things that I didn't cover in the playthrough. I'm aware that I'm probably not going to be able to cover every single detail of every single thing, but these are a few other things I found that were kind of relevant that I thought, you know, warranted being mentioned in, you know, this extra video. So I'll go ahead and go through the list. First off, Heron abilities. I think I barely touched on this during the actual playthrough. But all the Herons can gain different abilities as they level up. All of them have their normal ability, which is Vigor, which, you know, grants all units a second turn. Obviously, there are differences between each Vigor varying on the Herons, but I'm not going to go over that again. If a Heron is at level 15, they will learn the ability Bliss. And basically what Bliss does is you use it on one of your fellow allied units, and it will actually raise their biorhythm to its max point. Then, at level 20, they can actually learn the ability Sorrow. And what Sorrow does is it drops enemies' biorhythm to low. So it's basically the opposite of Bliss, and you actually use it against enemy units. At level 30, the Herons will learn the ability Valor, which will raise transformation/beast gauges to their maximum. Very helpful if you are doing an all Laguz playthrough, or, you know, a playthrough with a lot of Laguz units. And finally, if you actually get them all the way to level 40, they will learn the ability Recovery, which will fully recover and restore a unit's status to normal conditions. So, you know, it's basically like the Ashera staff, but it only does it for one unit. So yeah, those are the Heron abilities. Next, I'm actually going to go over the triangle attacks. There were triangle attacks in Path of Radiance, and they're here in this game as well, but I didn't cover them at all. So basically, for triangle attacks, you have to have certain units in a triangle formation, and you have to attack using the same weapon. There are only two types of triangle attacks, though. The Pegasus triangle attack and the Three Brothers triangle attack. The Pegasus triangle attack can be done with Sigrun, Tanith, Marcia, and Elincia. And you all have to be using swords, because Elincia can only use swords. And basically, get in a triangle formation and then attack when all three units are adjacent to the enemy you're attacking. Now, I did say there were 4 units for that. You can use any of the 3. It doesn't matter which. You can use Tanith, Sigrun, Elincia. You can use Tanith, Elincia, Marcia. You can use Marcia, Tanith, Sigrun. It doesn't matter which 3 you use, but it has to be only 3, so keep that in mind. The second triangle is the Three Brothers, which can be done between Oscar, Boyd, and Rolf. All of them have to be using bows, though, which means that Boyd has to be using a crossbow. But yeah, like the other triangle attack, get in a triangle formation when all of them have that weapon equipped, and then use it, and that is how you activate that triangle attack. I didn't really talk about it that much during the playthrough because I just really was never in a position to actually do that, because obviously I was focusing on Rolf more than I was Oscar and Boyd, and then obviously for the other triangle attack I was only focusing on Elincia, so I was never really in a position to actually even set up a triangle attack. Maybe in the early part of Part 3, when I had, Oscar, Rolf, and Boyd in the same chapters, but at that point Oscar was only a Paladin and wouldn't become a Silver Knight until much later in the game, so that never really worked out. So yeah, those are the triangle attacks. Next, I'm going to go over game completion extras. I did already talk about this a little bit already. As I mentioned before, in the extras menu you can get battle records, sound room, theater, and event recap, and the character portraits as well. You can actually, you have to unlock hard mode through this way as well. You have to beat normal mode first, and then you'll unlock hard mode. I already talked about the class profiles and the different opening menu cutscene or whatever. And also, after you beat the game once, you can also, in the options, the normal game options, you can actually turn the battle animations off, so they actually have to be on during your first playthrough. And then you can also, you have the option to get the bonus EXP display as well. So those are things you can get after you complete the game. Now, I'm going to be talking about the second playthrough events. I've already covered some of these to a certain extent. First, we have the Pellius condition, where you can unlock Pellius. Just a reminder of how to unlock him. Just basically refuse to kill him right before Part 3, Chapter 13. So just refuse his command to kill him, and you'll get Pellius as a character in Part 4, Chapter 2. Then there's Laron, which I already talked about. Deploy Black Knight in Part 1 endgame, and have Ike survive a battle with him in Part 3, Chapter 7. Next, I mentioned this earlier, I'm going to talk about Soren's base conversation in Part 4, Endgame 5. Basically, to get this base conversation, you actually have to do a lot in order to get this. First, you have to have a support with Soren and Ike. Excuse me. Not only that, though, you have to actually use Path of Radiance transfer data, and have, in that data, have Ike and support have an support conversation there. So, yeah, you have to have an A support there as well. Then transform the data over. And then also you have to recruit Laron as well. So recruiting Laron is an important thing. And just as a reminder, you can watch the base conversation in the video description. I have a link to that. And the final thing, and this is probably the biggest secret, not really secret, but it's a storyline thing that was never covered in the actual game. And in the Let's Play file, with the way I did things, it actually ended on a to be continued type of moment, I guess you could say. And basically, in one certain scene, you actually figure out who Almeida's son is. And basically, to do that, you have to fulfill the following conditions. 1. Make Soren fight Micaiah in Part 3, Chapter 7. The way you can do that is you can actually give Soren a Meteor or a Blizzard spell, one of the long-range magic tomes, and have him actually fight her that way. That's basically the only way you can even do that. Second condition, do not kill Pellius. Third condition, make Soren fight Pellius in Part 3 endgame. Once again, you have to probably do this by using a long-range spell. And the final condition, both Soren and Pellius must survive until the end of the game. And if you couldn't figure out who Almeida's son was from those conditions alone, that's right. Soren is Almeida's son. That's right. Soren is from not only Goldoan royalty, but also from Dayan royalty as well. So, yeah, that's pretty interesting. And basically, you learn about all of this in an epilogue cutscene, and like the other videos, I have a link to a video of that if you want to watch it, and yeah, that's about it. I think that's all the secrets I wanted to cover in this video, so I think I'm actually going to end it there. This has been Let's Play Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn. This has been one hell of a playthrough. This has been going on for a very long time, since the end of May. And I am thrilled to finally be done with this. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the project. Thanks to everyone who bared with me during this project. I know that this was not everybody's favorite project. A lot of people I know have been getting kind of tired of this game for a while, but it's over now. It's over, and I'll never have to do it again. I don't even plan on doing it again. Don't expect any replays of this game ever. Like, seriously, I don't think I could ever do a replay of this. It's just too much. Way, way too much. But yeah, that's this project. So, this has been SlimKirby. It's been Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn. I will see you guys next time for my next project, whatever that might be. And stay tuned tomorrow, because I will have an update video. I am going on break for 2 weeks, so just thought I'd mention that. And yeah, I'll see you guys later.